Welcome back to HeroesCCL. We just saw our first best of 5 series of the day go into a map number 5, and it was quite the culmination of a lot of great Heroes of the Storm. But we're getting ready for that next marquee matchup. My name's Bahamut, and I'm joined by Grubby and McIntyre for our week number 7, day number 2 match. That's it. Match. This is the last match of the group play, but it has the most significant value. As we've talked about this throughout the weekend, Grubby, if you don't mind, could you refresh Twitch chat's memory as to why this match is so important?
If Chili Mountain wins this series, they enter top 3 over 30k. If Chili Mountain loses this series, they're not top 3. Now, the number 1, 2, and 3 teams will automatically be part of the top 4 final placements in the playoffs, whereas the rank 4 team will have to meet the rank 5 team in order to be top 4. And then it goes downwards from there, where the rank 8 plays against the 7, the winner of that against the 6, the winner of that against the 5, and the winner of that against the 4. So being top 3 gets you out of that tiered ladder knockout phase system. That's what Chili Mountain is playing for here. By winning here, they're just much higher in the rankings. That's why the group stage here matters a lot. For simplicity, you're definitely, they're ranked top 2 for sure. If they lose 0-3, it actually comes down to direct comparison between Simplicity and Storm. So it's whoever won that match. And who won that match between Simplicity and Storm? It was Simplicity. So actually, no matter what, Simplicity is rank 1.
Oh, yeah.
This is, right?
Yeah, you have it 100%. Yeah, Simplicity is locked in at number 1. Storm is locked in at number 2. 30k is locked in if Chili Mountain loses this matchup, as we were seeing right here. Chili Mountain versus Simplicity, our final match of our group stage, 7 weeks. And this is going to, as we said, this will set out the bracket. And we can look at that bracket later. I just want to kind of set the stage of how important this match is. Let's go ahead and look at these rosters for these 2 teams in our final best of 5 of the day. We got Chili Mountain, Gia, Burgle, Banana, Azurite, Make, and Cattle. A lot of leaders here, a lot of big plays from Azurite, but over on the opposing side of the battleground, McIntyre, we got the big boys, we got Simplicity.
Yep, Simplicity just dominating the season so far. So many good players on this roster. I think we are going to have Legacy back this week as well on that support. Sadly, Jay, number 1 fan here, by the way, Jay, not going to be playing with us this week. But yeah, overall, this roster just looks so good. They're really dominating the season, and I really don't know if there is a weakness to the roster when it comes to player quality.
You make an amazing point, because the week we had Jay in, he had an amazing weekend of games. Like, Jay had a phenomenal time. I believe it was actually last weekend. So maybe at some point we could see Jay today. Maybe we'll see it for game number 1. But let's talk about game number 1, Grubby. Where are we going to be heading to for map number 1 in our final best of 5 of the day?
Well, we are going to be headed towards Tomb of the Spider Queen.
A very fun map, a map that Simplicity has played a little Zool Jin on here and there. The coin flip was initially won by Chili Mountain, opting for first pick priority, banning out Dragonshire, and Simplicity. Big surprise, McIntyre. Can you guess what map they banned out? I mean, you can see it, but...
BOE, the
7
pizza
weeks
at the buffet, they are not ever going to have a slice of it. They refuse to put it anywhere close to their plate.
Wait, what?
I don't blame them. If they don't like it, you don't have to play it in the CCL. You don't have to eat it. You don't. You just get to ban it.
Why is pizza the example? Don't you not want to eat, like, buffet shrimp? I'm sorry,
it's suspect pizza, all right? Sometimes, who knows how long that pizza's been sitting there, Bah. If you're into that, that's fine. By all means, go have it. But, Simplicity choosing not to today, not yesterday, not never, all 7 weeks of the season. BOE, we'll see you later.
Yeah, I mean, 7-week-old pizza's not that bad. But either way, let's get into Tomb of the Spider Queen. We got our map number 1 in our final best of 5. I keep saying it's the final best of 5 because, I mean, it's kind of crazy here. Like, when we had our little break, I was eating a snack in the kitchen. I was looking at the window. I was like, holy crap, we've had 7 weeks of games. We've had so much Heroes of the Storm action. And I can't believe we're basically at the end of the road of group stages, and we can start seeing the beginning of the playoff that will be next weekend. It's exciting, Grubby. I'm just so happy about HeroesCCL Season 2, the back and forths, the storylines like Chili Mountain Rising, and if they can win this series, there's a lot that can shake up, and that's the thing that I'm most excited for. But there's a Respect Toasty Medivh ban. Chili Mountain has definitely done their homework, and no stitches for today still, unfortunately.
You know, Simplicity really needs this best of 5. They've got such a good score differential that just winning this straight up gains them 2 ranks. That saves them 2 matches in the playoffs. So this match is worth double for them, basically. Winning this, they need to play 2 fewer in the playoffs. Very, very important. They've gone to ban that hosting Medivh, picking up a quick Chromie, presumably for Azerite. How does Simplicity respond?
Is this a world McIntyre where Chili Mountain goes into Varian, or with the Tychus, the new Breck, that's kind of off the table now?
I mean, I think Varian's still pretty solid against the Tychus, right? He can block all of his auto attacks. The Anub too is quite soft if you are able to hit the taunt on it. There is like the skill gap there between the Anub and the Varian. You could argue you can knock up the Varian as he's dashing at you to land the taunt. So skill matchups, we love to see them, but we'll see if they choose to do that instead. Cattle might be showing off our first. Is it not a first, but a second Blaze main tank here on week 7 of CCL. I'm a fan of it. I think it pairs really nicely with this Yrel pick too from Burgle. Like the side pressure that he'll bring to a team fight, I think will allow Cattle to kind of step forward and find the engages. I'd also argue having Azerite on that Chromie, in my opinion, I think Blazes forget that they can engage and be effective in a team fight by just dropping oils all over the ground. And a character like Chromie loves to have people slowed. So truthfully, Cattle never has to charge in. Instead, he can just place oils enough so that Chromie can throw combos, land those onto the Anubrak, maybe even force a dig out of him prior to a charge even happening, right? But both of the bans are coming out from both sides. We have Simplicity on that Cassia ban, like that a lot, taking that kind of away from Make or Azerite, right? Something you don't want them to have. They take control of the games, as well as Chili Mountain kind of opting into getting rid of Lutano's Junkrat. But Lutano's like, okay, that's fine. I'll just play Tracer instead.
Yeah, I mean, it's auto attack heavy from the side of Simplicity. But there's no blinds, like that Cassia blind that would have been the option. I don't think we see a Joanna. I don't think we see a May. And those are our other blinds that I can think of off the top of my head that are of value.
They need point and click right now. They need things that they can hit A or hit a button and deal damage. Sylvanas is a solid choice as her Q kind of auto targets, her W auto target or to point and click, as Uther as well as another good one, being able to just stun with the hammer onto the Tracer, onto the Tychus, right? You want to pressure these characters in their windows when they're poking at you. Skill shots are typically not the way, right? So I like these last 2 picks, and we'll see where Simplicity chooses to go there in the off lane for Cure. Be the Mathiel.
This is a serious draft from both sides coming out very, very strong. I'm gonna quickly call for a Simplicity win. McIntyre, what's your breakdown of this as we're about to load into map 1?
I'm feeling pretty strong about the Simplicity draft as well. The Uther solo heal, although Banana H has made it look just so good. Mountain in general, they have tons of characters. Yrel and Blaze are both very self-sustainable, kind of in themselves, so they don't need as much healing, right? And if they can avoid taking damage from the Tracer, who's going to do her best job of dealing as much damage to force Uther CDs, there is a world where they can catch them on those Uther heal windows and punish them for it, right? That's Simplicity, what they're going to want to look to do. Lutano's definitely going to bully out the Yrel, but I would argue Chili Mountain, because of the sustain that the front line have, they're not going to really need that much healing from the Uther, right? If they look for those windows of team fight where the bunker dodges the last rites, right? The Uther D-Shield dodges the last rites. There's a lot of ways to avoid what Simplicity is trying to do in these team fights. I think Chili Mountain could win it. I'm going to give it to Simplicity. I like the draft a lot. We'll see how Tracer does. Lutano on that Tracer with that Malfurion support.
Thank you so much, McIntyre, for the breakdown analysis and your thoughts as we get into Tomb of the Spider Queen, map number 1 in this Chili Mountain versus Simplicity best of 5. Chili Mountain in the blue, Burgult on the Yrel, Malke and the Sylvanas, Banana on the Uther, Cattle playing Blaze, and Azerite on the Chromie. Over in the red, we're looking at Simplicity, Hosty on the Tychus, Cure on the Malthael, Masquerade playing Anubarak, Legacy on Malfurion, and Lutano, as McIntyre was noting, on the Tracer. I've made my point here, Grubby, but we haven't heard from you in a little bit, and I want to get your breakdown, analysis, thoughts, maybe, just maybe, a prediction.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Chili Mountain here for my prediction. I think with Sylvanas and Uther, ample Tracer counter has been reintroduced back into it. I think it's a very squishy draft for Simplicity, and I really like Uther here, including his tech adaptation of going for the Holy Shock build, presumably with that level 1 and 4, just to poke down Tracer and finish her post-recall. I think Chili Mountain is, I think they're going to do quite well here. They also need this match more, and maybe that influences my decision, maybe too much, but we'll see. My prediction stands.
I can agree with you, and Mac had made wonderful points about how Chili Mountain does have a lot of utility, doesn't really need, isn't all in on the Uther healing, I guess is a good way to put it. There's other utility, as that is First Blood in favor of Chili Mountain finding the kill into Malfurion, and Lutano almost getting sniped there with a little extra damage. I'm trying to see, maybe it was, I think it was Chromie who threw out a little bit of a Sandblast. First Blood, oh wait, no, it's Anubarak, sorry, he's fine.
Yeah, First Blood on Malfurion. Nice jump in there with Urel. Chili Mountain just speed running straight to bottom siege camp to get that, as well as Azerite and Cattle are going to be clearing this Bruiser camp the best they can. Let's see if it's going to be that 1-4 split with people staying bot lane and just trying to push those siege camps in. Turns out Chili Mountain not going to run it that way. I've seen it a couple of times in CCL, but I'm not sure the exact circumstances for activating on that. I suppose the Bruiser Camp is a powerful deterrent to make Chili Mountain not want to play it like that. They still need to deal with this.
Cattle and crew are able to clear this out, but not that quickly. Lutano gets the Pulse Bomb onto Banana, I think, and kind of mitigated with a little bit of healing, a little bit of armor. Lutano going to take a few shots from Chromie, forcing the blink out from Lutano. Good play from Azerite. Malthael looking to turn in a few gems, or maybe waiting for the rotation. Now, Kier was trying to turn in a few, and I think he got denied by Burgold with the Avenging Wrath jump. I guess catching Soak and top. And Grubby, I agree with you. I've seen this play as well. I've actually seen it in Heroes Lounge. I've been casting some of those games to get a little preview or peek into how European players in the grassroots are playing. And this was a couple maps I did see. They had a Zool rotate top to mid, and then they just core 4 push through bottom lane, kind of like Towers of Doom in a sense. And it worked really good, but I feel like in that matchup, it was because the Zool was just so powerful. Like there was just, the Zool was rotating so much that the enemy team couldn't gank him because he had a lot of just disengaged utility. Or, wow, I did not expect that kill into Lutano. That's a second kill for Chili Mountain. But either way, it basically has to do with kill threat, and there just wasn't enough onto the Zool, so he was A-okay. If anyone went to go for him, he was just going to run away, and there was going to be loss in bottom. But Cure, making some risky plays right now. Simplicity, I don't know.
I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
How many Malthaels know when they are allowed to jump in, do another Wraith Strike on 5 members, and are able to drop them all from 60-70% to 40%, basically almost by himself, and walk away with it? I feel like there's almost no Malthaels in the world that would or could do that, and I feel like the results do matter here, because I don't know the parameters where you can or can't do that. The fact that he didn't die, I'm just going to say that he knew he was not going to die. That's Cure for you. Great on the Bruisers and melee assassins, and I was fantastic defense there.
I was a little blown away by that as well, because he had a maybe 10 mana at the end of it all, so that's just it is well played, even within just his own knowledge of what can he do with what he has available in his hero in Heroes of Storm. It was cool. It's a good call out, Grubby. Burgold, 24 gems, both teams available for the turn in. Closer for Simplicity, as they only need to turn in 12 gems. On the opposing side, it's 50 necessary for Chili Mountain, as they haven't even turned in 1, but more so, a little more actually in the bank for Chili Mountain, or I guess in the pockets of Chili Mountain.
Yeah, they have it all in their pockets, as Lutano is paying the final 2 gems there. Burgold's going to come in with the light, and will prevent Lutano from paying there. Even as Chromie is trying to hold off Anubarak and Tychus in the top base station, doing a bang-up job of it as well.
Oh, I just realized I think I added 10 extra gems necessary, but regardless, to 8 up on both sides. We'll have 10 talent tiers in just a little bit. Blaze is going to be having 9 out of 15 stacks on the new habits. The level 1 from Uther, as you were mentioning, Grubby, the Silver Touch, 74 out of 80 on that one. Master Assassin Tyke is coming through as Kato will not land the Jet Propulsion, and Cure uses Burgle to dive away a little faster out of the engagement. But here, as you mentioned, Grubby, Simplicity only needs 2 more gems. Side of Chili Mountain just sitting on a reservoir, I guess you could say, of gems. Oh, that's... Lutano gets this kill. Right?
Yeah.
But does Lutano die?
Yeah. He does.
Ouch. And the gems weren't... Wait, were the gems picked up, or did Make Haunting Wave through them, or did Cattle get them? I actually...
Cattle ended up getting them, actually,
60,
I think.
Yeah, because
Wait,
they had about 70-ish between everybody, and I'm looking
Yeah.
at it right now. They do have 33 on one hero, 30-something on another, so yeah, definitely, he did get them. It looked a little weird for a second. Simplicity, though, with the engagement in top lane, finds the availability to turn in. So first, Web Weaver phase over to the side of Simplicity as 10 talent here comes through at both sides. Wailing Arrow from the Sylvanas and a Tormented Soul from the Malthael. Those are the two kind of heroics to note, as I was expecting a little bit of mind control just to get that full pick potential.
Well, there's a cleanse on D-Shield. He's going to try to just use the cleanse here. Falls asleep himself. D-Shield maintained. That's the important part. As Kato comes in and brings up the front. Yeah, Tormented kind of makes sense here. Spreading damage against Uther can be good. It's not as strong as some people think, that he would just like lose any game when there's poison damage on the other side or AoE damage. It's not like that. But Tormented seems like a clever pick against Divine Shield, Absorbent Defender, and Bunker.
Who doesn't love a little Absorbent Defender here and there? Which is funny because, Grubby, every so often when I'm casting on my own and I say Ardent Defender, I think of you and I go, oh, Absorbent Defender.
It just kind of covers what it does too, right?
It is. It's a nice catch-all. It's a nice catch-all for an ability name. Lutano does get stalled out. There is a Temporal Loop onto Tychus, but he mitigates that with a Call of Commandeer Odin. It is going to be that heroic through, but Osty says, let's play into this. Time stop. No damage.
Let's see, does Kato have Fountain yet? Yeah, he just used Fountain so he can re-engage. Lutano doesn't get stunned there by the Jet Propulsion.
I gotta say though, Grubby, these Jet Propulsions, in comparison to our game number 1, if we're just basing it off of, Granite Gaming Wildheart versus just what we're seeing from Chili Mountain, these Chili Mountain Jet Propulsions have not been the best. They've been kind of just the Jet Propulsion hellos, where you don't get the stun, you just Jet Propulsion to the enemy team's face and go, oh, hi, there's one. There's one good connection.
You caster blessed him.
I caster blessed him.
Literally gets a kill.
You're welcome, Cattle.
Jet Propulsion's never hit.
Chili Mountain, don't worry, I got you covered.
Another Jet Propulsion gets another kill. It's true, man.
It is.
Magic. What did I say? Black magic.
It is. There's something weird in the water today in the Nexus. Kier dives in, continues to dive in. There's another nice Jet Propulsion. Burgled. Any righteous hammers
Another
from
kill.
Burgled. Another kill. And it's 3 Jet Propulsions from Cattle that have just actually yielded kills. So I'm gonna shut up, Grubby. Enjoy casting the rest of the game solo.
No. It's good. It's good. Use these powers. You can use them for good. They'll never turn on you.
I will never have good games in Snorb League this week. Wait.
Oh, nice, smart. I see what you did there.
Though I feel like that one doesn't work out. I feel like that one. Well, we'll see. I'll report back next weekend to all of you and see how that how my voodoo magic's working out. But 13s will be achieved by both sides. 6-1 in our kills, and Chili Mountain, they're freezing out Simplicity, who looked okay at the start, but are kind of shaky here. It feels.
So far, Simplicity, the best thing they've done is limiting losses.
Yeah.
They have 6-1 in takedowns against them, but they're only 75% of 1 level behind, and they're 1.5 forts ahead. Usually, structures matter more than level. Level is temporary, structures are permanent, unless you have the freaking Abathur with the stupid effing mule. But anyway, there's no Abathur here, so I think Simplicity is winning, even though they've been losing.
I absolutely followed the logic in that, Grubby, and yeah, no, I would agree with you. Pulse Bomb, though, will connect onto Blaze. He pops the Pyromania. Cattle A-OK with 47 gems. That's the, oh my god, Chromie gets the last auto, and that'll be a kill into Cure. Virgil steps forward, Hosty's the target, Temporal Loop onto Hosty. Commandeer Odin will be used beyond the far side, will be used on the far side of the gate to mitigate Temporal Loop value. Cattle has 50 gems. One auto from Hosty slows things down. A time stop onto him. Armor reduction. Righteous Hammer. There's a lot of damage into Hosty. Burrow charge from Masquerade is going to allow him to disengage. Cocoon onto Banana. He gets cleared out. Masquerade getting chunked by Chromie. Naka maybe looking for the channel. There's 103 gems on the side of Chili Mountain. They have not had a single turn-in yet. The members of Simplicity have had back-to-back turn-ins. This is the third Webweaver of the game. First one for the side of Chili Mountain. They've scaled out a little bit. The Webweavers are going to descend a little far back into lanes. Grubby, you want to get into some Chili Mountain comms and hear how they play this?
Love to see it.
Let's get in.
Yeah, I think we can leave off now. Yeah, look mid maybe. Tigers know all in. Look for Muska and Nerdon Sun as well. That's good.
Yeah, ready on my bot flank.
Care a bit though, don't overcommit.
Back.
Yeah, help for me. I have chance.
I can stun Malt.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I silence on this. I silence on this. Tigers.
Maltel is low, 1 HP Maltel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nothing.
Nice. I have D.
I have oil in one here.
I have D if it looks good, juicy.
You need a glow. Shield.
Think top maybe? Top is looking juicy still.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah, we have another pay. Just wanna get 16 here. I have D for this.
You're ready in the shop here? Maybe if it... Okay.
Yeah. Think we just pay right away after?
I'm gonna go.
I need to pay. No, I'm backing.
Yeah,
I have 51. I need 4.
Yeah, I think we just double pay.
I'm pushing there.
Oh, look this guy!
Here.
Yeah.
A good time jumping to their comms is you can hear the hype from Make consistently on the Sylvanas, and then you have a nice communication from the background from Cattle. I talked about this last weekend, Grubby, where Make is kind of the hype man for Cattle. Cattle has a lot of really good intuition, playstyle, shot calling, leadership, but I feel like he plays best when he has someone to kind of hype man him, and Make is very much that, saying, you know, let's go top lane after we do this mid. Like, already making some calls, and, you know, Cattle's sitting there, you know, backing up everything that Make's calling for, even the retreats, not the retreats, the hearth back, and then return in and stuff like that. Good communication, good play style from Chili Mountain as they get back-to-back Webweavers. This is the 4th Webweaver of the map, 2nd one for Chili Mountain. Grubby, what do you think about everything, or what's unfolding here?
I feel of Simplicity as a sleeping bear, and when they wake up, they're going to be ravenous and hungry. That's how they've been biding their time, the hibernating juggernaut. Yes, they have been losing 8-1 in takedowns, but there is a mantra in Heroes of the Storm. Open mid. No, you never lose. You've never lost until your core falls to 0%. You've got all these safety nets. You've got, we still have 3 keeps. You know, this was a Webweaver that did absolutely nothing.
2 Webweavers.
Right? Like,
two Webweavers.
One Webweaver got top forward.
Okay,
this did nothing. The most is that Anoop and Malthi are out of position still. They can't even launch an attack on this fort. This was the lowest value back-to-back Webweavers that I've almost ever seen, and that's what I don't get, is how Simplicity is able to defend like this.
Cure rotations have been on point, but he gets picked off in said rotation out of mid lane. This is technically the availability of back-to-back-to-back Webweaver phases for the side of Chili Mountain, as they do have another 60 gems available. Temporal Loop will be used onto Anubrak. He's going to take a lot of damage, gets stunned out by the Uther, and does go down. Hosty gets burninated by the Blaze a little bit. Divine Shield used onto Make. A lot of gems on the ground that were zoned away by Chili Mountain. And here comes the 3rd Webweaver phase from Chili Mountain. This is a little crazy, Grubby. We've had, what, 5 Webweaver phases in 14 minutes? That feels very quick from both teams.
It does. Like, where are all these gems coming from?
Just like they just keep, both teams just keep taking out loans. Like they keep going to the Spider Queen and go, can you supply a few more gems? She's just like, just murder a couple more people, and yeah, sure. So there you go. That's how Chili Mountain's doing it. But I will note this,
How's Simplicity doing it? Yeah, go ahead.
I made a little bit of a joke there, but at the same time, getting kills does yield you 3 gems per kill. So that's 30 gems that were picked up from Chili Mountain, 30 extra gems with those 10 kills. So I made the joke about it, but yeah, she does kind of give you a little bit of a loan, the Spider Queen, for getting kills. Here comes in with the Tormented Souls and Grubby. This is insane.
This is so much damage coming out from Simplicity. The 5 versus 5 man defense. Webweaver's being ignored for now. If the disengage by Chili Mountain is complete, they are going to be in a spot where they can look back at this with moderate satisfaction. But Uther does fall. He had D-Shield available. Did not want to use it on himself.
No,
actually.
it was like
Wait, no.
It was like a few seconds off actually, because I looked at it too. I was like, do you get away? No, he did. Bunker was actually super close, and that's why we saw the bunker come down. But here is Simplicity clapping back and saying, "Okay, casters, you can stop talking so much good stuff about Chili Mountain. Start talking about us, Simplicity, as we, the red team, have Webweaver availability plus potential boss threat with 3 kills that were just found after this Webweaver phase. Simplicity, you kind of mentioned it, Grubby. They're a sleeping bear, and they're punching through window screens. They're coming in for breakfast on a Sunday."
Yeah, that sounds so detailed.
It's never
almost
happened
like it happened to you
me.
before.
No, it's never happened to me. I don't have a broken screen sitting in my garage right now. No.
Really? What about the time when the bear actually punched through your screen window?
That was actually, I did yell at the bear. I have a video.
Did it work?
He did leave. Yeah, there's actually a video. I have a Ring doorbell, so it actually caught me yelling at the bear and it breaking the window. You can hear everything. It's kind of funny. But anyways,
What did you say?
I actually yelled "hey" a bunch of times, and that was enough. Bears don't like to be addressed. Fun fact: they really don't like to be addressed.
Shy.
They are actually
bears.
quite shy. So
Not so much Simplicity apparently,
No.
because they get their second, third, fourth kill, and they're probably going to get more out of that than the last 3 to 4 Webweavers or so managed to remotely achieve. Like, feels almost unfair. Every punch against Simplicity, dodged, parried, absorbed, taken, and repelled. And then finally, when they start punching back, is that just like game? Like, is it just going to be like Tranquility, big red button, and go core? Would feel pretty raw for Chili Mountain, but just incredible that Simplicity was able to hold on and macro and have their one fight matter that much. Let's see how this boss defense and Webweaver defense goes.
we got our 600 APM Hosty coming through right now, and this is the keep in top lane going down. Cattle comes in with a jet propulsion onto Hosty. He's taking a little bit of damage, pops the bunker, gets a cleanse as well. Little overlap in abilities onto Cattle as the boss is still wailing onto Core, starting to scratch that shielding. The Webweaver phase through top is going to end. This is a lot of recall. Oh, Lutano. No! What? How does Lutano live there?
Cure in the backline, threatening to getting one, perhaps getting more. Burgled already used. Ardent Defender, he's gonna go down as well. It's 5 versus 3 in favor of Simplicity. Uther does have the Undying Spirit, but oh my god! Lutano cleaning up in the backline. It's only Blaze.
Sad Blaze noises as Banana does respawn with the level 20 redemption. All this is doing is delaying out the inevitable end, but Simplicity are kill hungry. They chase after the Uther, they shut him down 100%, and now Simplicity can move to core. Simplicity can move to core and take the game in the game number 1 here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Grubby, I feel like this is a little sour for Chili Mountain. They had such a beautiful beginning. They had triple Webweaver phase. But, as you had pointed out so astutely throughout this series, God, Simplicity just thirsting for more kills and the domination. But the big thing is that every single time Simplicity was actually sieging or team fighting in the latter half of this game, they had the advantage. They were making big plays. Whenever Chili Mountain was making any sort of stride into Simplicity's face, it got little value. It was like, I'm trying to put this. It's like Chili Mountain punched so weak, and every single time Simplicity came back, they punched a lot harder. It's like when you punch your older brother. You know, you don't deal a lot of damage to him, but he gives you one punch and you're on the floor crying. McIntyre, are you on the floor crying after that match, or are you the older brother just sitting there wishing you didn't punch your little brother?
Yeah, haven't had to use much energy after watching that one. No, I honestly, the first question I have to ask,
Sure.
and I know the room needs to address this. Does Banana H's D look good and juicy? He said it in the middle of the game. He had it. The comms were there.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, in my opinion, chat, I don't think it did. You know, Chili Mountain here, starting off so. We'll see if we get an interview. That's came out of his mouth, not mine. Yeah, it didn't. I'm assuming D-Shield. Ralph agrees. Yeah, it looks like he's got a very good D-Shield. He's looking for the D-Shield, but that is the words that were used for that. I don't. Well, I think they started off so well.
Yeah.
I don't think that, as you said, the sleeping bear, the scaling of Simplicity, knowing how to navigate late games, knowing how to navigate losses, right? The soft punches, as you guys said, from the side of Chili Mountain. Every time they got an objective, hardly anything came of it. And then, at the end, Simplicity was lining up that uppercut with 10 seconds left in the round for the knockout, be able to get the 3 picks, get the boss, get the turn in, close out the game in a quick fashion. Yeah, it's one of those things where I think a lot of the time with Heroes of the Storm, if you do get an early game lead, you have to press on it and make sure that the game ends. Typically on a map like Spider Queen, especially, things that do that are bosses, hard camps, and turn-ins. And if you're not really pushing those leads, you eventually get to a point similar to our last series that we saw where no one has gems and you have nothing to do but sit on your hands and wait until the gems come to you. And I think...
Mac.
Go ahead.
Mac, how do you think that Chili Mountain maybe misplayed or could have played it differently? How do you get 3 web weavers and not get a fort? Like maybe a fort?
Please.
I think it truthfully comes down to being much more aggressive on those web weaver phases. They have to be safe about it because there is that Mathiel, there is that Tychus, but like deep flanks from the Urel, right? The Sylvanas looking for structure turnoffs. Maybe deeper kind of flanks with that Blaze in the bunker. I think getting behind the side of Simplicity is important there because they're very good at defending and holding ground. So how do you break ground? You need to side flank and get behind them. Either that or you really commit to just a heavy split, right? I think they kind of did a little bit of both, right? They didn't really force a fight. They clumped the side of Simplicity up, but they didn't really push, right? They didn't really look to be aggressive with their heroics. And even in my opinion, I think if you just heroic out on the other team and trade a couple kills during a turn-in, it's typically much better than just posture fighting while the other team gets value off the fact that you have a turn-in and you're not doing anything with it, right? It's a tricky situation, for sure.
You're saying Chili Mountain groups up as 5. They have a half level or a talent lead, and they're looking at forts, but they're not going like full heroics in and happy to trade.
Yes.
Nor were they split 3-1-1, making sure that at least they collect XP everywhere and stay ahead in that way, and are able to rotate into any weak lanes.
Yep, absolutely. And it's a hard decision, I think, especially looking at the comp that Simplicity had. But yeah, the turn-in's just not enough for them. Simplicity able to take the win. But I think the next map that we play on may not play out the same as the Spider Queen turn-ins. And while there is some channeling that has to happen, the channeling will be taking place on Curse Hollow with that tribute, which is also another objective, in my opinion, that sometimes gets 0 value if you're not playing it properly. How do you guys feel about this map?
I love it. It's a large map. Global factors are huge here. We could see some Vikings play. Draft style is different than Tomb of the Spider Queen. Play style is absolutely in that realm as well. So it's just exciting. Different draft, larger macro, lot more rotations. Double boss play is a big factor as well. And in the past, this has been a map that can sometimes go extremely quick. Not like Tomb of Spider Queen, where it's like either short or long. It's just sometimes Curse Hollow. One team just quite literally runs it down bot and takes the series in or takes the map in a 12-minute fashion. But we're here into Curse Hollow, map number 2, the map choice of Simplicity, as Chili Mountain opted for first pick as that losing team. While Grubby hydrates, we can talk about this further, McIntyre. As I don't disagree with you, Grubby. It's sweltering in here as we're here into Curse Hollow. What do you think about this, Mac? Though, what does Chili Mountain need to innovate from game 1 to this game? What's the difference? Kill target, kill commands, what?
It's super funny because I'm sitting here now and my mind's like, oh yeah, this map is kind of similar to Spider Queen, right? Where you can win the objective, and a lot of the time what ends the game on both maps is an objective followed by a boss, right? Or the latter being a boss fight that baits the other team into a team fight that leads to an ace, that leads to a core, right? These are typically ways that we see both of these maps close out. And I think Chili Mountain navigated the kind of mid-game of that, right? They got themselves into positions where they would win the objective, right? Or they would posture around the boss, but they never really, again, pushed that go button, right? I think whereas Side of Simplicity did exactly that the second that the opportunity arose. They completely pushed all the buttons that they needed, as if there was 12 in front of them and they, an elevator, quick swipe, all the buttons activated. We'll see if they draft a comp that allows them to be more pressing towards the Side of Simplicity and how, they defensively react to it, right? Cassia is a great starter pick for them. I think Azerite on it has always looked incredible. And I think the way that they kind of play around the protect each other comps, she just works great into that synergy. Meanwhile, Simplicity probably going to play something a little more defensive. Legacy on that Brightwing, something super scary. And, I always talk about percent health, healing on the Diablo, ancestral healing. Why would we take a heroic on Rhaegar when we can get a level 1 talent on Brightwing that allows you to global across the map and heal a little bit more on that Diablo?
Oh, it's a lot to consider here going into Curse Hollow. Want to get Grubby's thoughts on things that are unfolding, maybe your expectations as we see this Diva Deckard.
I don't know, I don't know what this is leading to at all yet from Chili Mountain. What's that?
Cho'Gall, obviously.
I'm not sure.
No.
I know you believe.
I'll always believe.
Cassia,
Yeah.
I never I'm always comparing it to other Storm League games and competitive games, and I never really see let's go Cassia Diva Deckard early. Deckard, obviously, he's going to try to respond to Diablo getting the phase shift.
Yep. To
hit a big level 7 cube that can do some healing reduction.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's his play, right? The Emerald. Yep. But Cassia is not a huge tank buster, so I don't think there's the full focus on Diablo per se. So I don't really know where this is going yet. I guess Deckard wants to stop an Apocalypse engage maybe with Stay While and Listen. I don't know. It's I think it's very generalist by Chili, and they're hiding the true thing.
Mm-hmm. Azerite's Cassia is really strong if it is the Azerite playing it. Could be a Make Cassia as well. I don't know if they swap between. Might see a Sylvanas as well from either side, because that is up and available. We're getting to these next two picks, Mac. I want to get your thoughts as well on these bans and what's coming out.
I mean, I think both sides, the Diablo being on the side of Simplicity, they need something that kind of sets that up. There you go. Bingo. What's his name, though? Zeratul is the choice. Cure on it makes a lot of sense. Now it's, okay, they go. I was going to say maybe Chili Mountain goes with the May, look for the Ice Wall into the kind of Scroll Ceiling combo with the Deckard Cain. Greymane is a great pick for the map. So is the Anubarak. I think both of them really good at doing the camps, really doing it at bosses, splitting kind of on the map, right? Getting objectives around while the tributes are spawning. I'm a little concerned about Chili Mountain's comp with the Deckard Cain. I know as Cassia and Greymane, a lot of the time I like more targeted supports. People that can get heals to me when I need them. And while I think Deckard Cain can sustain probably one person in a fight, while not consistent, definitely cannot keep two people up, right? And we look at the side of Chili Mountain, and a lot of these characters, in my opinion, need heals, right? Whereas if you look at Simplicity's side and kind of where the damage will be going from Chili Mountain, it's going to pretty much go right into the Diablo, right? And what do they have to protect that Diablo? They have a Brightwing, they have a Zeratul VP, and a couple Junkrat traps and mines lying around to peel for him. So, when these fights happen, if they happen the way that Simplicity wants them to, where Chili Mountain goes all in on the Diablo, Zeratul gets a sick VP, combo comes out from the Junkrat, maybe a Riptire and APOC on top of that, I think Chili Mountain gets blown away, right? Meanwhile, Chili Mountain, I think, is going to try not to fight, instead play the map, look for well-timed bosses, well-timed tributes, pushes with the hard camp to kind of get that level lead that they need to get them into the late game, and try to win around that 16-18. That's the key. They can't let Zeratul hit level 20. I'm going to give this one to Simplicity. I think their comp's just better.
I would agree with you, McIntyre. Thank you for your breakdown, and we'll see you after Curse Hollow, as we've got Chili Mountain in the blue, Azerite on the Cassia, Banana on the Deckard, Cattle playing a Nubarak, Burgult on the Diva, and Make on the Greymane. Over in the red, we're looking at our red team. Our Simplicity members. We got Hosty on the Junkrat, Kira on the Zeratul, Lutano on Sylvanas, Legacy on Brightwing, and Masquerade on Diablo. I just read off all those names, Grubby, and it's hard for me to not go for Simplicity. There's a lot of comforts here. There's a lot of proven heroes like Lutano, Sylvanas, Kira, Zeratul, Legacy, Brightwing, Masquerade, Diablo, Hosty, Junkrat. I actually can't talk too much about it, but it's still probably strong. So I'm going to give this over to Simplicity as well. I feel like they've got everything they want. I think they've got a lot of good tools for this map. Their scaling is almost indefinite to me, as in the sense that it never really stops from level 1 onward. There's always big power spikes at every level for Simplicity. What do you think getting into this Cursed Hollow map number 2?
Yeah, I think you both are right. I think Simplicity is looking lethal. Cure Zeratul, we haven't seen it in a good bit because most people ban it. I think it's going to be really scary. Once Zeratul showed up, you could see the immediate fear, the immediate impale coming out, trying to keep his Grey Mane alive. Then they kind of stuck around. They gave Simplicity a lot of time to respond. Ended up being lethal. First blood to Simplicity. I'm thinking, does Banana here go for the stay a while and listen? It's likely, but there's many interrupts as well. And it kind of roots himself. It's risky. Maybe, I don't know, it seems too crazy to go for Lornado. That doesn't really have too much effect either. I guess it stops Diablo's combo, potentially.
You're talking to Bahamut Gaming over here, Grubby. I love adaptations into heroics, even to heroes. And there was a week when I believe it was Diamond Hands who had the, I think it was like Diamond Hands versus Granite Gaming, where there was that Lornado that actually shut down Granite Gaming from taking the game away from Diamond Hands. So there is utility, there is good value. I don't think you're wrong with your theory crafting on that heroic. Kettle, though, being blasted off this point, has to burrow charge in. Lutano has the Haunting Wave. And Hosty and crew get actually onto this point. Here comes in with a big cleave into the enemy side face, but is not able to find the kill.
Solid defense there. Solid attack, actually, by Chili Mountain, stealing the Bruiser Camp. It's fantastic to do all that while you've got 2 camps pushing. This is potentially back-breaking in some games. And you now have this big push by Chili Mountain top. They're getting a tower. This is the power of side lane. A Nubarak Grey Mane. Just lovely to get that invade. That by itself did no damage, but it's the time that it creates. Still, Simplicity, master at mitigating damage in bad situations. We saw that on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Maka now being looked at. He takes damage. He gets polymorphed. Lutano thinking of jumping in, but they just didn't have enough to really follow up on that.
I saw the Haunting Wave set up, and then I looked at the minimap, and I was like, well, Masquerade's still solo laning versus a Diva, so I don't think we see a big engagement. Oh my god. The read from Cattle, but then the read from Lutano. The play to the outplay perfectly played between both these teams.
Yep. Meanwhile, Simplicity pushing Zeratul and Brightwing, Legacy Cure in top lane, getting 1 tower. And Maka comes to the defense.
Maka on the Grey Mane in top lane. There was 1 stall from Hosty with a single frag launcher grenade. And is it going to be enough to dissuade Chili Mountain from getting this first objective tribute point out of 3? And 7 talent here, slightly ahead for the side of Simplicity, as Lutano actually locks down the towers in top lane. Cattle's coming up here. Kier misses the Singularity Spike. Lutano is the target, sidesteps the burrow charge. Cattle's a little far forward. I know there's a Grey Mane up here, but they're gapped, if you will. And Azerite maybe lining up. There's just so much on the map. Our observer trying to catch this as thank you for jumping between those 2 engagements. The concussion mine, did it save? No, there's still the smoosh into the wall and another kill. Get out of here, Cure. No way. No way. No way. There's no way to reveal him. There's no way to reveal
Cocktail. Him. Yep, Cocktail. Come on. No.
Oh. Wow, that shouldn't happen, but it did, and that is going to be no kill to Chili Mountain. Second objective phase up in the top left. Junkrat's very far on the map. I don't know, does Simplicity just give this over?
They gave over 1. They know they are
the
underdog. They know they're the underdog in early fights, and they've actually built up nearly a full level lead. Of course, some minions are still pushed, so it's not quite so egregious. But yeah, Simplicity is playing for level 10 and 20 to be sure. That's why they're giving these first 2 tributes. it does put you under the gun. If anything goes wrong, you lose a player, suddenly you're cursed. But just don't have anything go wrong.
Yeah. Don't lose the game, Forehead. Just get to... Yeah, just don't let anything go wrong for you. Okay, I like that. I'll take that into my own games as well. Cure, once again, literally exact same engagement in the top lane. And he does the exact same disengage, but now he's not going to have the disengage like he did last time. Legacy is so very low, tries to polymorph. And Legacy, while they do save Cure... Wait, nope, do they? Maybe? So? I don't know. I'm going to hold my breath on this one here, Grubby.
Nope,
he's fine.
No.
All right.
But Brightwing sinned for his dice.
We'll have Phase Shift up and available in 12 seconds, and that 10 talent tier through on both sides. Zeratul Mind Nerzine makes sense for how Cure plays him. There's a mind control from Lutano as well. I don't think it connected onto Make, but now Hosty getting chunked right now. The micro missiles will not find the kill. Phase Shift was just off a cooldown from Brightwing. Burgold will lose their mech. Greymane goes down to the Brightwing. Cassia finds the ball lightning kill. Masquerade now setting up with some decent damage onto Azerite, who did drop the ball lightning into Diablo's face. Masquerade has souls. Coon onto Junkrat. Stay well and listen. Polymorph and stalled out.
Nice polymorph there by Legacy. The support versus support play. Banana H dropping real low. Potion of shielding. Trying to get away. He's got that 10 armor from his trait that as long as he's next to a player that helps him keep alive. Fortitude of the faithful. Just have faith, lol. As Deckard gets away. Tribute does go to Simplicity. Great job.
Simplicity, as you were mentioning, Grubby, was kind of under the gun on that objective phase. If they lost it, or they lost a member or two outside of the Brightwing, then it could have snowballed for Chili Mountain, but not the case. The Chili Mountain's actually the one who's frozen out of getting this objective, and now we'll see bosses being traded by both sides. I'm sure that both teams know, and this is, excuse me, not bosses, our grave golems, Grubby.
Okay. Grave Golem boss camp is being taken by the 5 heroes of the storm. They know this is a boss trade. This is quite common. It's because the distance between these two is so great that the travel time just makes it prohibitive, really, to try and invade usually, unless you're already very, very near. So let's see how this goes. Sylvanas, of course, is going to shut down defenses as if they were cursed. Can do that once for 10 seconds, every 40 seconds. And now Simplicity is moving here because you don't want to get cursed. Hey, they could just try to kill Diablo. He got cursed bullets already.
Diablo has full souls, get the phase shift from Brightwing, got hit with the Emerald as well, but boss in bottom lane will confirm fort, boss in top lane will confirm fort. Objective phase is up, and it looks like Cassia will be uninterrupted. Azerite gets the channel, and now members of Simplicity have to defend. The boss, a little bit above 50%, pushing in through bottom lane onto a shotless, I guess you could say, defenseless. There we go, defenseless structures.
The minions are doing good though. 1 HP, that slam was very necessary. You guys didn't see that, but yeah, it slammed minions away. Cure defending best he can.
I like the setup actually, because Cure's damage into the boss is decent enough. Maybe Lutano would have been faster, who knows, but you still have mind control threat. That's the big thing, and there's the mind control on to Cattle. He's gonna get pulled in. Masquerade goes for the overpower, shadow charge into the structure, doesn't land the
Great
stun,
combo.
but still lands a wonderful combo. Stay wellness and comes out, interrupted by Hosty, or at least stalling things out. That is gonna be a Nubarak traded for Diablo. Diablo's already back up, but he is gonna be losing his souls, and God, Grubby, I didn't think the bottom lane boss would get this much value, but it got more than 50% of the keep, and it got the fort through bottom lane as well. Well played from Chili Mountain.
Yeah, you know, in the end, Chili Mountain postured mid fort. That's why Cure ended up making a decision to abandon boss and to potentially fight an incredibly important team fight. This team fight was initiated by Simplicity. Mind control into overpower, shadow charge, Junkrat trap, polymorph, and assassination. Simplicity did that fight, but Chili Mountain postured. They baited it. They could have tried to engage by themselves as well. A costly investment actually for Simplicity, getting their keep that low. Maybe a little bit more patient and definitely allow Cure bot. Hey, I've seen this before. Deja vu again.
Except this time, the map is a lot brighter, there's no curse, and the tower shots amplify the single target deletion value. So good play from Simplicity, picking off Cattle through the mid lane. And this is 20 seconds with Noah Nubarak. Mid lane forward on a sliver of HP. The same can be said about bottom lane keep. So Simplicity says, let's equalize. Let's try and maybe find parity through mid lane, but they have to go through a whole fort front gate plus the entire health pool of the fort. And Cattle, 6 seconds away from respawning. This is looking like it's going to be the gate. That's it. The gate of the gate going down now. Here's the big thing, Grubby. 3 to 5 in kills with 16 talent to your advantage to Simplicity, and an objective phase kicking off in a few seconds, or maybe a minute.
Master Warblade is online. Cure starting to trade into Make.
Polymorph.
With the Greymane there. He's taking a lot of damage.
Shadow
There's
charge.
Diablo.
Wow, this one spot where we saw this engagement has been like the one place where teams engaged this weekend. It just right around that vision. Like we had the Hazuobs with the big gust, the Chili, or not the Chili Mountain, the Wild Heart versus Granite Gaming kind of ended over in that area. So it's kind of funny to see a chase onto a Greymane, yield a kill, and then push into a mid lane fort. I've learned that I need to avoid just those vision circles. Those are apparently where you die on Curse Hollow.
Just don't take vision, right?
Never take vision. Ever again.
I want a friendly wager with you. Anubarak.
Sure.
Do you go Rewind here or Trader King?
I feel like with him being bursted so much and with the spell power of Simplicity, you go for Trader King. I can see the value of Rewind, but I think Trader King. What do you think?
I think so as well. You know, just the baseline health, even if he gets perma CC, maybe that still keeps him alive. I think that's what you would want here, but I could see it going either way. As D.Va starts to push out bot, I think they should get this. Like, I think Chili Mountain wants to actually full commit. And Nubarak should start creating space middle and allow D.Va to push up keep. Although, of course, this wave will do it by itself. But if you don't buy time for it, then it's not actually gonna work out. I think Chili Mountain is being a little bit too passive in reaping the rewards of that low keep. They're just setting up for boss.
This is, I'm not the biggest fan of this. Like, Chili Mountain's essentially been sitting around for the last 30 seconds, because 30 seconds ago I checked the boss, and Chili Mountain's just been sitting in these bushes. I know Banana threw out a bunch of potions, that is beneficial, but Greymane's just been hanging out.
I don't like this at all.
I'm not a big fan of it. Cure is going to read and come into this. We have a big Curse Bullet onto Masquerade. The Stairwell Enlisted will be there. The Face Shift from Legacy will connect. Ball Lightning does come out. Nubrex, the first one to go down. Shadow Charge from Diablo into Azurite. Huge Riptire! But Zeratul goes down. Greymane to follow. It's a 1-for-2 in favor for the side of Simplicity, who are sitting on a boss with a sliver of health. D.Va and crew can't even zone back the enemy team. And this is a boss given to Simplicity with a couple kills. Only a loss onto Cure. And here's the crazy part, Grubby. Objective phase, it's up. Curse plus boss through bottom lane. This is looking huge for Simplicity.
Would you take vision here? This is the death spot, remember? The fateful spot.
I wouldn't even rotate over there. I wouldn't even be there, ever. Never again. Never again, Grubby.
Spot.
Ooh, good Scroll of Sealing. Oh my god, the concussion mine. Okay, so Diablo was actually, he was rooted by the Scroll of Sealing still, so he wasn't able to chase in. But Diablo Masquerade, he wants Burgled. But Burgled's able to get behind the gate. Masquerade fire stomping out, who does have full souls once again. Bottom lane fort goes down, to the boss at like 80% HP still. This is looking good for Simplicity.
Yeah, this feels almost like checkmate here for Simplicity against Chili Mountain.
Wow.
The boss needs to be dealt with, because there's no other defense. Maka is going to go for that. He doesn't have the level 16 bonus attack speed against PvE. And meanwhile, Simplicity is going to push in with all 5 in the top lane.
And that Siege Giant amplifying the value into this keep just to burn things down faster. Masquerade stepping forward, sharking around for a target into Azurite. Cattle and Burgle not looking juicy enough. Cattle comes in, throws in a little combo. There's the Apocalypse, mind control from the Sylvanas. Stay well listed from the Deckard Cain. Cure in the backline trying to make a play. He's forced away by the Ball Lightning. Greymane is looking for the kill.
Bonk.
That is a youch onto Zeratul. He goes down. Cure overplaying the backline dive or any sort of just split dive. Boss and bottom lane got a lot of value. A fort plus 70% of a keep. Good place to be. But Chili Mountain want to make a quick play with Zeratul dead for 40 seconds. Stealing some camps. maybe even taking boss.
Yeah, go, invade Bruiser camp. You need this. Just burrow charge in blind, no problem. Nope, they're just gonna play for boss. Cure being dead is about the best thing that could happen to Chili Mountain because he is such a threatening influence here. It's 5 versus 4. There is that concussive. There is a mind control D.Va, not the target they necessarily wanted. Oh my god, what? Did he just burrow charge into Sylvanas?
Spread, volley, and cannonball, chunking value. Oh my god. Boss will go to Chili Mountain, but Simplicity doesn't care. Uh-oh, Grubby, we're at the vision spot.
Oh no, not this spot again!
Not this spot, not this spot. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen it here multiple times. You've seen it in this game. Never. Wait! I feel like Bergolt knew. It's like, I run this way, I die. I run this way, I die. I die.
Yeah, if my end is coming, I want to choose house at Bergold. And yeah, Simplicity's pushing in here. Only Deckard and Greymin available. Nice combos there by Masquerade. Deckard getting blown the heck into orbit. And Simplicity's gonna take game number 2 in their usual excellence.
Simplicity looking to make it a domination once again. Make is gonna stay in the Hall of Storms and he is not gonna go down. Just enticing Simplicity to focus onto him, but no, it's not enough, and there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Simplicity are going to be up in our best of 5 series. A little picky for you all at the end right there. But we do have map number 2 being won by Simplicity, and they're up in this best of 5 series. There's a couple spots in these games, Grubby, where I go, was it good for me to bet on Simplicity? And then we get to like 10 plus, and it's like, yeah, no, I bet on the right team right there. It feels like this is the motif, or this is how Simplicity plays a lot of games. Like the start of it, it's not like they look weak, but they're not as terrifying at the start as they are post 10. Like McIntyre, do you feel like this timeline of Simplicity plays out often, or is this maybe just Simplicity playing into Chili Mountain in this particular manner?
I think this is kind of showcasing what the experience of Simplicity's roster really brings. The thing about Heroes and unique to the game is that, like, even if things go poorly early game, it still doesn't mean you can't navigate to a win in the later game. I would argue, like, Chili Mountain had about as good of an early game as they could have asked for. They had the boss, they had the curse level 13. That boss ended up pushing all the way down bottom lane. With like keep at 15% health, something around there, which basically sets them up for that window that I was talking about, where they need to win before, somewhere in that 16, 18, before that Zeratul hits level 20, right? Before those power spikes really come into play. And we saw, Chili Mountain got to that spot. They were able to have the opportunity, fight over the boss there, but it was just, Simplicity recognizing that, being there at the boss when it spawned, responding to Chili Mountain doing it. A massive Riptire comes out from Lutano, just smashes everyone on the side of Chili Mountain. They not only get that boss, they get the curse, and then they serve Chili Mountain, the 3-piece combo, burger, fries, soda, hand it all to them, and are able to clean up the series, right? Or this game, I mean. So, yeah, I think that it's, again, just an experience knowing where they need to be out on the map in the later stages, regardless of how their early game goes, is kind of what gives Simplicity that edge in this series, in the CCL in general, when it comes to playing against other teams.
Yeah, Simplicity looking like they're just eating up the value meal, and maybe they'll get to their toy in a little bit as we're going to get ready for map number 3. But we're going to take a few minutes to relax, stretch our legs, maybe change out the bowl of ice in the room that's keeping us cool. We'll see you in a little bit for more HeroesCCL. Can Chili Mountain start the reverse sweep, or will Simplicity dominate? I want to take one quick moment to thank you all at home for the big donations you've been giving to HeroesCCL. We've hit $13,000, and it's because of your support, your generosity, and yours, love for HeroesCCL. So thank you at home for hitting a milestone marker of $13,000. If you'd like to check out the custom Matcherino page, ! price pool and chat will get you over there, as well as ! awards. We are doing an award show for season 2. Get your votes in during this break. We'll see you in a few minutes for game number 3. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Heroes CCL. I was looking over at Twitch chat and I heard some rumors and murmurs about a potential dog coming into CCL here, Grubby. Is this true? Are we being debated? What's the truth in this, Grubby? Can you elaborate? Can you enlighten us?
We cannot withhold doggy love and doggy appreciation from people if that's what they want. I mean, we reached a very nice $13,000 in total donations, and we thank you very much for it. So we want to make sure that the doggos, as part of production, can also benefit from that as well and get their duly reward for being so patient as we watch our esports. So if everyone is okay with it, no objections. Maybe some Tritos for a good doggo?
You know, I think Twitch chat, they've been pretty good today, Grubby, so I think it's time for some treats for the good boy Logan. I absolutely think so.
Oh, okay. He's very happy with that.
Oh, my heart, his face. He's that might be they're not bandit. It's not bandit. Uh-oh. There might be a little bit of a fine from Grubby's agent on this one, but thank you, Grubby, for the treats for Logan. We really do appreciate it, everyone at home. Thank you for hitting this tremendous milestone. Seriously, $13,000 for HeroesCCL. It's a big moment. So thank you all so much at home for supporting HeroesCCL, for checking out the prize pool with exclamation point prize pool. We really do appreciate you supporting Heroes of CCL, getting excited. We see all of you in chat who are cheering on these teams. We see all of you who are making amazing fan art, apparently, of the words that I completely make up all the time. So thank you at home for being so supportive. Thanks for being an amazing community, and thank you for watching HeroesCCL. We have still our game going, so let's find out where we're going to go to for map number 3 here, McIntyre. It's going to be, as always, like I like to say, it's one of my favorite maps in Heroes of the Storm, potentially a map to close out this series of Towers of Doom chosen by Simplicity.
It's like Simplicity likes all the spooky maps, all the scary maps, Spider Queen Curse. Now Towers of Doom. Yeah, I mean, it's a great map to possibly end the series on. If you have the momentum, I think the nice part about Towers of Doom is no matter how many mistakes you truly make on the map, there is a chance for you to come back if you can, again, navigate that late game properly. And time again, we've said in this series, Simplicity does that better than anyone else here in the CCL. So it's a great map to take a team like Chili Mountain 2. They have a really strong early game, right? They're, again, doing so well to start the game off, to set themselves up for a victory. They're just having a really hard time closing games out, and honestly, this is a map where that problem is not one that you want to have, as you really do need to figure out a way to get those shots in when you can, and find a way. Even if, you know, I've honestly won games of Towers of Doom with like a D-Shield Sanctification Tyrael, and like while it is like a meme and a joke, that was our last 4 shots that we were like panic trying to get before the game ended and we lost. So just finding ways to channel the shrines. Yep, finding ways to channel the shrines. Get the shots in when you can. Even if your win condition is the sanctification into the Divine Shield, being the way to capture a shrine. So we'll see, though. Chili Mountain banning Dad Hogger. Going to start the draft off. Simplicity responding with the Lucio. And I like the Chili Mountain ban on the Medivh. Just don't want to play against Hosie's Medivh. He's been dominating on it all season. Something that they're just not prepared for. Will it be a Stitches? Simplicity, it will. Taking that away from Cattle. No hookers today in the chat, sadly. But we'll see. Maybe Cattle will show us that main tank plays again. Azurite starting us off with Cassia.
Cassia actually looked really strong in the last game. I like this quite a bit. God, McIntyre, you took me back so far with that comment, because I was just like, man, I remember that Towers of Doom game. It went on for quite some time, but once 20 was hit, you had the Divine Shield plus the Holy Arena duration increase. It was just GG. There was no way to anti-cap or stop the cap. So, God, man, that takes me back. But anyways, we are going to be here into Towers of Doom. Cassia first pick on the left. Right wing Sylvanas. I like this a lot from Simplicity, Grubby. It's a nice 1-2 opener from Simplicity, and they can kind of flex on their tank at this point, whether it be a Diablo, maybe a main tank plays.
Yeah, for sure. Leaving that flexibility and getting something that at the very least can stop sappers in their tracks. Black Arrow doesn't just work on forts and mercs and so on, but it works also on the sappers, even mid-flight. So if you attack them, they will not explode on your buildings, nor go over the tower line, and that can be a very important mechanic to have. Something that Stukov can also do, but he's regrettably not with us anymore. No one has seen him in a long time. Savannah's solid in that regard. Chili Mountain will grab the Diablo and Yrel. They have Cassia to maybe mitigate some Tychus value into the Diablo. We're thinking like, hey, maybe there could be a Cure Malthael on Diablo to kind of finish him off in that way. But it's a pretty solid start for Chili.
I'm looking at this Anduin ban here, McIntyre, and is it because we're looking at maybe like some sort of Entomb set, like Entomb Deathwing, sort of like Easy Bake Oven sort of deal?
It's got to be some sort of one-shot, right? Varian could be one as well.
Oh, good point.
Some sort of CC follow-up pile on all the
Wait,
cooldowns.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Jason. Sorry, I just looked at the names. Jason.
Oh.
Legacy, Hosty got traded up. Oh, you know what? Hosty had such a bad Junkrat in that last game that Simplicity had to get.
It was Hosty's Junkrat. It was Hosty's Riptire, by the way, everyone. It was super sick last game. Not Lutano. Just not used to seeing Hosty on the Junkrat, but he's played a mean one. But yeah, Jay is going to be the player here and possibly going to be one who's taken on Tychus. We'll see Jay last week. We got him to see him on the support. And this week maybe on that Tychus. Chili Mountain though, last 2 picks, what will it be? Gonna see that fall stat picked up. It makes a lot of sense, really strong on the map. Gus can do a number of damage to a team that pushes too far to defend a keep in the bottom lane, kind of pushing them into that dead zone. In the Uther Banana Age, just showing us what solo Uther support can do. Little concerned here about that because of the Diablo. Again, he's a character that wants to have big heals coming his way. And while Uther can provide armor, it just means that the windows that Chili Mountain has to fight really have to be quick, right? And they did a really good job on Towers or 2 Minutes Spider Queen with it, right? Where when they chose to fight, it happened quick, 3-4 seconds. No long postured fights, instead all-ins. They have a composition that's very good at that, but a character that can slow fights down quite a bit is Blaze, right? Not only does he have the new level 7 talent that shrinks spell power or attack speed, but he also has Bunker, right? That people can hop inside of, provide armor for them, provide a safe place to hang out, kind of buy some time for his team until they might pop out and have a party together, or stay inside until it disappears or is destroyed. So I think the side of Simplicity is just so defensive to what Chili Mountain wants to succeed with. Quick fights is not going to be an easy thing to do against the Mei, to do against the Blaze, to do it even against the Tychus. I would say if he chooses to hit Odin, become unstoppable, grant himself some armor, it's going to have a hard time. Also, I just looked at Twitter. It looks like Legacy and Brightwing are trending. Maybe we should look to ban that. We'll see. He's just dominating on the pick. I'm going to give this to Simplicity. They've just done a number in this series.
Well, thank you, McIntyre, for breaking things down. This could be the final map in our best of 5 series of the weekend. We've got Chili Mountain on the left, in the blue, Maka on the Falstad, Cattle on the Diablo, Banana on the Uther, Azaret on Cassie, and Bergult on the Yrel. Over in the red, we're looking at Simplicity, who is simply dominating in this series. Masquerade on the Mei, Kira on the Blaze, Legacy on the Brightwing, Jay on Tychus, and Lutano on Sylvanas, with Hosty on Junkrat last game. No, I'm just kidding. I really like the momentum, the play style, and comfortability that Simplicity is sitting in right now to bring in their 6th player for map number 3, Grubby. So I'm going to give this over to Simplicity, but maybe do you have any sort of big brain breakdown, or do you have a disagreeing thought?
Nope.
All right, cool. All right, well, chat, enjoy the game. We're going to hang out. I'm going to drink some water, and Grubby's going to sit and pet Logan. Cool. Enjoy, everybody.
No, actually, a bit of a blank there, because, sorry, I was trying to read the French that was being written, but then I realized, hey, I don't actually have any superpowers. I can't lift things with lasers from my eyes, nor read French very well. I had it in school, but I didn't actually understand what they said. So, all good. Just a bit of a blank, bit of a bad moment there.
Comment ça va, Grubby?
Oh, oui. Anyway, yeah, this Lutano is dead. There we go. That's my analysis.
Oh, okay.
Done. Those are my big brain thoughts.
Big brain thoughts as we do see Sylvanas go down first. Cattle setting up another potential kill onto Cure. Cure's got a lot of HP, gets the jet propulsion, but it's going to hit Burgles in the face. There's a phase shift in from Legacy, which will save Cure for now. Polymorph onto Urel. Isn't going to set up any sort of counterplay. Mostly Simplicity, just able to force back the enemy side. Though, does Chili Mountain invade this Sapper camp? That's what I was looking positionally, but no. It's going to be, nope, okay, no, yes, maybe? All right.
Yeah, not this time around. Great way to throw a bit of a lead. Basically, Chili Mountain has built up leads in many different games, but they were unable to close it out. Sometimes they were too passive, other times they were scaling less well. They wanna close it out well, and invading that camp has usually a really low reward value. It's risky. Azurite he's tried to straddle the line between crossing the road and going back, but he got hit by the truck.
Ouch.
Jay getting that kill there, that first Master Assassin stack, clipping the edge of the Blizzard of Masquerade, and Cassiel will be falling.
Cattle getting shredded by Jay right now, and Jay once again showing up and almost just... I like how Jay just comes in for a game, and here's the thing, like, Hosty played 2 games. He's warmed up. Like, Jay was, waiting on the bench. Like, this is a little bit of a bold call from Simplicity to bring in a quote-unquote cold player. Jay could have been playing some quick match or whatever in the background and, actually being warmed up. But, like, in a series, he's technically a cold player, which is interesting to me. Like, it's just one of those things that, like, Hosty, he's ready to go. He had that really good Junkrat game in the last map.
Right.
He had he wasn't Tracer on Tomb. I'm blanking on what he actually played on Tomb. Feel a little bit bad, but he had outstanding play.
Sylvanas.
He was Sylvanas,
right?
yes, because Lutana was on Tracer, yeah. So Hosty's had a good day of games, and this is why I'm really kind of excited for Simplicity to bring out Jay, because it shows, and it kind of telegraphs to me that Simplicity, they feel comfortable to take this game number 3 with their substitute, and also give that substitute more experience in HeroesCCL.
Yeah. You never know when you're going to need it.
It's also synergistic.
Even in the playoffs, even in the playoffs, someone could suddenly not be available, and then you may need a sub.
It's possible. Internet connectivity things happen, as we had the IB Tings issues yesterday, which kind of benefited the side of, what was it, Storm Esports, it was Storm Esports, because they won that series in a 4-1 fashion, or 3-1 fashion, excuse me. Cure comes in with the jet propulsion. Make, though, with the side damage onto Masquerade, chunking him quite heavily.
The tanks just keep driving into the other team in a sustained battle. Usually not good news for the Uther team. He does have the level 1 sustained talent, but it is not finished questing yet. And yeah, it's tough for Chili Mountain to keep that up for a long time. In fact, so interesting, right, to see teams disengage from an objective. Going top, Sylvanas riding 1.5 minion waves. Not going to push with it. Not going full greedy Sylvanas side pressure. It's enough for Simplicity to get that bonus XP and that bonus structural damage. But interestingly, they are the ones that give up the objective, and that's because Blaze dropped real low as well.
Blaze got chunked quite heavily by Make on the Falstad. Masquerade is going to drop the Blizzard, freezing a few, has the icing out. Jay pulling the camp towards the safe side of this camp corridor, maybe is a good way to put it. Lutano being pushed around by Cattle, actually chasing him, but doesn't proc the Haunting Wave. Interesting enough.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, they don't want to go that full of a chase. He didn't know where Urel is anymore, so it turns out to be... Yeah, I guess that's the difference where you and I feed, and they don't.
I feed.
Go chase.
I push my buttons all the time. Sometimes just a little too hungry for kills, a little too overexcited, eager to prove myself. And Make is going to prove that he is the superior in mid lane for now, finding that kill into Sylvanas. Now, Cattle is in an awkward spot. He's trying to disengage with being slow, polymorphed, and he just got his souls. If this was a reset on the souls, that'd be huge for Simplicity. But now, Falstad comes into this bottom lane. Make getting chunked, but chunking into Jay on the Tychus. 9-9 in levels, 10 talents here right around the corner for both, and we'll see double altar phase in the top portion of the map. I would expect this to be traded out unless Chili Mountain goes for some crazy aggressive invade onto the right side.
Yeah, super hard to actually win that one, right? Like, I've started to adopt a rule in Storm League just to not invade that camp at the second objective. Like, that altar just never works. way too easy for the opponent to poke you off it. It would really require a spectacular teamfight win in order to even attempt such a daring feat.
If I agree with you, Grubby, if you were to maybe take a fight around it or just before, that would work out. Masquerade stalling out Burgolt. I actually really like this. Okay, it's just one stall. The unfortunate... Okay, no, I saw Cattle start to rotate to the right a little bit, and I was like, the unfortunate thing is Lutano wasn't on point, so I thought there might have been an interrupt on the right side, but no. As we said, traded out objective phases, 32 HP on the side of Chili Mountain, 28 on Simplicity. Chili Mountain technically ahead, but it's very early on Towers of Doom. This core HP in the next 10 minutes could just flip-flop any which way. This is why I love Towers of Doom. There's just so much chaos and creativity that teams have when it comes to bouncing back and turning things around.
Exactly, and you never know what's going to happen at any time. They jump into May. They mind control actually to Peel for Masquerade. He drops real low. He just gets the heal from Legacy with the last second save there. The 2-second proc never felt longer. The save has been made. Masquerade gets out. Nice attempt there by Chili Mountain. Now the turnaround. Cure with the jet propulsion. Didn't make it obvious who he's going for. Suddenly turned on Yrel. Could have been anyone. She turns on Ardent Defender. That's a huge blizzard there coming in. Apocalypse really just to disengage. Chili Mountain, full route. Gust even, just to try and get away. Not sure that Gust was necessary.
It was. I could feel the threat of Simplicity. So if I was Make, I would have done that safety gust. But man, Burgolt almost got bursted. Hadn't that Ardent Defender. Now the re-engage from the side of Chili Mountain into Simplicity. Masquerade does pop the cryo freeze, and Yrel actually goes down in the split fight. Now Simplicity wants to chase in. Mind control down for 20-some seconds. We are looking at a jet propulsion once again from Blaze, but this is underneath tower shots. Masquerade steps farther forward into the enemy team's face. Is the cryo freeze available? Not for 22 seconds. Lutano getting low. Ball Lightning does set up the kill. Masquerade comes in with an icing to try and force back the enemy team, but it doesn't work out. And with the traded kills, I feel like we just trade objectives.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. Like, Simplicity may still be in the lead in this objective. They're quite a bit healthier in terms of health and mana.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe it is the 1-for-1. Tychus trying to get bot. Wow, Maka burns Gust on it?
Yeah.
Uther's just so excruciatingly low, though.
May is going for the channel, Cassia interrupting, the Observer doing their best to catch all of this, so we appreciate that. Make being delayed out by Cure with the lit oil fire. I couldn't think of it anyways.
Oh, Jay just gets the interrupt, the final second with the Odin.
Well played, Jay. And Lutano, Lutano and Cure. No, Masquerade might chase on the... That's a great mind control into the blizzard. The damage should be available. Even Make says, I can't do anything because I burned Gust 40 seconds ago. Jet propulsion to the face of Burgolt as Jay gets the channel on bottom. And Grubby, your crystal ball is on point with this. It is going to be Simplicity who comes out in the advantage. There's no trade. The trade is technically lives for more damage. And those lives are on the side of Chili Mountain.
Yeah, I foresaw exactly this. Like, I knew it was good.
I mean, I know you got a crystal ball, yeah. And I know it's you don't like to break it out for CCL because you don't like to know the results and potentially sway
we don't know
things.
Who else is watching, right?
Yeah,
in the crystal ball.
exactly.
That's the problem with that.
Exactly.
But sick. Simplicity actually manages to get both channels. There's that mid-game power spike from them again. There's the raw ice wall on Cassia.
Fort goes down in bottom. Ice Wall doesn't yield a kill, but look at Cure at the top of the screen.
Flank!
Blaze with the big flank onto Make. Diablo comes in with the Shadow Charge trying to force back Cure, but it's not going to work out, Grubby.
Yeah, not this time. Mind control not available yet. Lutano doing a little bit of poke damage. As Yrel is just cleaning up in aisle 2 at the moment. Simplicity has gotten control of that most coveted bottom forward. Let's see how much effort they put towards defending it. May, Masquerade in position, as is Sylvanas, Lutano. He did get revealed there by the Valkyrie's Lightning Fury.
Holding and looking... Oh, wait, mid lane, we have Cure getting dove on by... Well, they're attempting to dive onto Cure, but he pops Pyromania. He's got the level 1 new habits. Doesn't matter. It's... what was it? It was either you or Mac who was actually saying that Cure just has just a wonderful reservoir, or just a deep hero pool within these bruisers and playstyle as well, and it's really being shown here right now. Yeah, okay, mind control onto this Uther. He does go down. Grubby Ball Lightning finds quite a bit of value into Legacy, who's forced back.
And now pushing in with the Sappers, creating space with Odin with the jet propulsion. The Sappers unloading damage on Diablo. 2 Sappers are in. Can they stop the final Sapper? Azerite says no. Never mind. Peace out. Oh, come on.
Jay is interrupting Cattle. That's really perfect. That's just, 1, a great read from Jay, and 2, kind of a big win for Simplicity, just denying that back, slowing things down. I don't think Chili Mountain was going to invade onto that bottom lane, but still, it's a nice threat, a nice aggression, and Simplicity now with 28 core HP to the 16 of Chili Mountain.
Jay definitely fitting in with this squad of stellar players here. We don't see him often because of Hosty's position in that main lineup, but you could barely tell. He hasn't made any big missteps or anything like that. Big damage coming in. I mean, he's top damage in the whole game right now. He has 0 deaths, everything looking on point, clearly motivated to prove his worth as well. And Simplicity in the big lead. And I think during the next objective, it'd be lovely to see just how Simplicity is setting these fights up together with maybe a bit of voice chat. First.
I was about to say, do you want to jump in now, or should we wait a little bit here? Maybe
Let's hear the reaction from the front line. What happened there?
Maybe when Cures up and we see this triple altar phase, maybe that'll be a good place to jump in, because I agree with you. It's been a little bit. We haven't jumped into Simplicity comms, so I agree. But look at this on the minimap. We see a rotation into mid, but no, it's for the minion wave. I thought that Lutano and crew were setting up a dive onto Burgold. Wait, there is. They still are. There's the pings coming out for it.
The question is, where does Burkle think everyone is?
I don't know. I literally just, all I can say is because I agree with you absolutely. But Burgold buying some time for Diablo and crew to step up here. Gus comes out from Falstead. Diablo with the Apocalypse will connect onto a few. Diablo Shadow Charges is going to be mitigated by the level 16 Will of the Forsaken. But I think
he had already used that. Like, he saw that it was still up.
You want to get into those Simplicity comps now?
Yeah. Let's see.
Here we go.
There might be a Diab right here.
Hello, Savage.
Can we watch?
No, she's Savage.
No, Cassia's bot. Look at me. I need people.
Yeah. I have Z.
I got bot, or mid out, I'm coming bot.
Help him.
Yeah, watch out. Oh, help him. I have MC now. Look at banana.
Wait, big sun here.
I look empty. Dude.
We don't have
big damage. Big damage. They're all 1.
Got him, I think. No, I didn't.
I don't
I'm gone.
I'm doing so much damage. Oh, it sucks.
What is that slow? Godless bus.
I have to run.
Okay, we entered a bit. I think we're fine.
Hey, we go top, I think.
Yeah, bottom's gone, I would say.
I can look for...
Things didn't go too well for Simplicity in that engagement. A lot of 1 HP heroes on the side of Chili Mountain, but not enough to find that last 1 HP worth of damage. So bottom lane bell tower will be converted, and Uther gets the channel for 5 shots, I do believe. Urel just jives over the wall, but Kira is on the other side of that. No, this is awkward, Grubby. This top lane is awkward.
They're fine, right? Like, this is a good positioning by Burgold. Legacy gets away as well. Honestly, disappointed by our timing there, actually. We wanted to see how Simplicity has been getting the best of every engagement so far since level 10, pretty much.
Right.
And that just kind of didn't happen. Maybe one more time later on as it gets really nitty-gritty, as it often does on towers. Or we check it from the other side, but... That was a really nice kill find by Chili Mountain there, setting up as Blaze was calling for reinforcements. They got those reinforcements on the cutoff path, and Chili Mountain is climbing back from the brink. They are getting the core shots, first to level 20. They've built up a lead. Now is the big question. Can Chili Mountain, when they have the reins in their hand, control the horses and drive the cart in the right direction? Because this has sometimes not materialized in the right way yet in the previous 2 games.
I agree with you, Grubby. I'm looking at this right now. A level to go for the side of Simplicity. 12 to 15 in core HP with bottom lane regained by the side of Simplicity. Urel jumps over the wall. No righteous hammer setup was possible, so Burgle just whiffs it to establish dominance. We have the level 20, though, slowly being worked on by Blaze through top. Sylvanas grabbing the camp. So while that's being kind of telegraphed, or at least Blaze positioning is, and Jay in mid is also being shown on minimap, this will be a quick dive through bottom lane to get the bottom lane bell tower converted. Single altar is going to be popping up in the center of the map. Will two sappers make it over the wall? Brightwing will try and stall things out through said bottom lane, and she should be able to do this with Sylvanas locking down the tower, trying to get the conversion quickly in top lane. But Grubby, this is a little too slow for Simplicity. They might just lose the 4 shots into their core.
I feel like Chile should have fought to bring those sappers in, though. Feels a bit of a waste, like, to let a solo Brightwing clear. Of course, they do get the altar. They get the 4 shots. They wanted to secure getting at least that. Anyway, this is the decision they made. Maybe if they put too much into the sappers, they would lose someone on the left side. They would lose the objective. So respect, 12 versus 11 shots is totally fine. They also have the most important bottom altar control, and Simplicity wants to earn it back. They're going to use the big red button to start wailing back on it.
Mind Control connects onto Diablo. There's a blind from Cassia to try and mitigate some of the incoming damage. Big red button from Jay is out. Masquerade, Ice Wall's out. That is going to have the Shatter at level 20 for the armor reduction. Burgled is going to self-cleanse to avoid the Jet Propulsion damage. Wind Tunnel from Falstead. Really big Wind Tunnel from Falstead with the Apocalypse underneath. There's a lot of damage, but Cattle is very low in all of this, and a lot of Simplicity members are healthy. Kira gets a Jet Propulsion into the face of Cattle, locking him down, and that's a kill onto Uther. He does have Redemption at level 20. That golden swirl around his head signifies that his character has the cooldown, so Uther respawns. Banana's up and available. Mind Control catches the toe of the Diablo. Divine Shield will be used. Ball Lightning comes out. Infinite Ball Lightning. Impressive kill onto Blaze, as the next altar phase hasn't been announced, but it shouldn't be far off from being up and available. Preferably for the side of Chile Mountain before Blaze respawns. There it is. Blaze will be up in 20 seconds after this altar is up and available. Can Simplicity stall things out?
That would be 4 shots. Definitely not anything game-ending. 7 still feels safe. A lot safer than 6. Chile Mountain not really in a position to get another altar, but I guess it's the sappers is the big play here. They're going to try to push those sappers in, and perhaps it's just altogether too risky. You know, we could just gust for it. The Polymorph actually tried to stop it. Lutano. Did Lutano actually counter the gust?
Yeah, Will the Forsaken and everything. Yeah, it was insanely well played. So I think one sapper did go over.
No.
Yeah, one because they had 11, right? Yeah, they had 11. They had 11 HP. One went over, and 4 shots rain out. So boss is up in like 1 minute and 30 seconds. Oh, this is looking like those Towers of Doom games that just, like, at first it looks great for one team, and then a couple misplays and it just kind of falls apart. It does feel like it's falling apart a little bit for Simplicity. Their later game engagements haven't looked as dominant and shut-downable, if that's a word. Shut-downable, yes.
I believe it is in Romania. I believe it is, yeah. Shut-downable.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, they talk about that all the time. Not 100% sure, though, just believe. As Maka starts to defend this Sapper with his secret weapon, gonna get 1, he's gonna get 2. Does mean bottom bell tower will fall once again, back into the control of Simplicity.
So this is a double altar phase coming up next, and with 3 shots, if both are channeled by the side of Chile Mountain, they will win the game, as there's only 6 HP left on the side of Simplicity's core. Boss, I keep checking this, up in 30 seconds. Top left fort will fall. Still 2 altars are necessary for the side of Chile Mountain to win the game. Oh, this is...
You want to do any voice comms?
I'm so nervous to call some comms. You call them, Grubby.
Just cast it.
Okay.
Oh, cleanse.
Mind Control. Mind Control did come out. Caught the toe of Diablo. And that's, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that is a Call of the Dark Lady, so it's almost back off a cooldown. So you can go fishing so often with these Mind Controls, and we'll see. Does Lutano go fishing again from the bush? They do. Go into Diablo. He's got full souls. Going to be having the Hellgate from Cattle to get away. Jet Propulsion from Cure goes into Burgle. Big red button is coming through. There's a bunker down from the Blaze. He's got that level 20 upgrade. Excuse me, sorry, I got interrupted by seeing the bell tower shots go from bottom lane. I didn't expect that anyone was there. Mind Control onto the Diablo. Once again, he's doing a lot of damage. My Polymorph is there. There's the nice wall with the shatter value. Big red button is here. Banana taking a lot of damage. Does he have the redemption off cooldown? I actually can't tell. I clicked on his model and I actually don't see the cooldown for it, so I have no idea off the top of my head. But anyways,
Mind control miss.
We'll see the missing mind control, but the shots still rain in. Boss is up. Grubby, boss is up. If Simplicity wins this fight right here, right now, this is going to be game over to Simplicity, and they want that. They know that they can win the game, but is it available? No Gust for 27 seconds. Mind controls. Oh my god.
Azerite feels forced to step up because everyone is dropping so low, but Simplicity won't let them go. They won't let them disengage. They want to do another mind control in 2, in 1, and there it is, mind control. No, he didn't use it.
Cassia gets blown up.
But they do get Cassia, yeah.
Oh, and I think Chili Mountain knows this. They know what's at stake. The mind control! Yeah, Yrel! Oh, the wind tunnel onto Masquerade. Does he have the cryo freeze? Not for 18 seconds. Ice Wall is going to be used. Legacy blinks over as well. And Grubby, this is so insane. Cassia's still dead for 40 seconds. Cattle being chased right now. Jet Propulsion connects onto him. Bunker comes down. There's the mind control. And you can see Simplicity calling, going to the boss as we have 60 seconds on Diablo, 25 on Cassia, 30 seconds on the Falstad Gust. And they have to mind control. Wow!
Wow, Yrel going down. They know that Chili Mountain feels forced to step up to make their play here. They know that there's going to be rotations, so they just get the kill first. On Yrel this time, you know, if that mind control didn't hit, if Yrel survives a little bit longer, there was actually maybe a chance. But they just keep prioritizing the kills. They know the desperation and are abusing it.
Oh,
Simplicity, it looks like they've done it.
Stop doing this. Stop thirsting more kills than you don't need, okay? Stop.
Wait, the channel!
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they still got the channel. I seriously, like, if Simplicity threw right there, I would have, and it didn't matter because you know they probably would have come back with a vengeance in game number 4, but I would have been cackling if them thirsting after the Make kill in top lane yielded, you know, the Cassia turning things around and blah 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 blah, and the game spirals over to Chili Mountain. I would have just been sitting here. I would have just been sitting here cackling and trying to get it over to McIntyre. But McIntyre, please break it down for us. What are your thoughts on that Game 3 Simplicity win on Towers of Doom?
Dark Lady's Call is a pretty good talent at level 20 on Sylvanas. Yeah, that just popped off so hard. I honestly, I couldn't decide if I should mute the in-game because I kept hearing the I was like, what's going on? Yeah, that was super sick turnaround from Simplicity. And again, I mean, it just, we keep seeing it time and time with this, in this series with Chili Mountain, just getting to a point where they have control, they're in a good spot, and then the late game navigation, just able to turn the corner. I would say, you know, one thing for me to highlight, and this is just for Chili Mountain's sake, I think there is things to learn from this series against Simplicity, right? You have the gauntlet coming up, and, you know, your team's not doing things wrong necessarily, right? You start the game properly, you get to a great point, and to contest a team that is currently #1 in the CCL as such, it is something to commend, right? And now you have replays to look at and footage to kind of review where, you know, what could we have done instead to make those advantages even greater and close out those games in our favor. But yeah, Simplicity just showcasing their strength, their knowledge in the game, able to navigate in-game situations and close out this series 3-0 against Chili Mountain.
It was a wonderful closeout of the series. I was just peeking over to make sure that we have our interviewee in, and we do. Welcome in, Cure. Congratulations on your 3-0 victory versus the members of Chili Mountain. How are you feeling after all that?
Appreciate that. Feeling pretty good. Glad that we were able to close out the season on a high note.
Definitely was a very high note as things got a little crazy on that Towers of Doom game, but I don't want to take up too much time. I want to throw it over to McIntyre for a question or two.
Yeah, so I'm curious, Cure. We have several weeks of essentially Sonya only, right? And now this Blaze patch hits, and we're seeing people play Blaze again. What changed about the character? Was it just the level 7 talent changing? Why wasn't Blaze chosen before this as much. I just feel like he didn't really get that much more than that level 1 talent, or am I misinterpreting the rework with the character?
Yeah, I think, well, before, like, 13 was the strongest talent tier, where you got the attack speed slow or the spell power reduction. So they moved that to 7, so you get that 6 levels earlier. And then making Crossfire baseline is basically just having a free talent. So your strongest talent earlier, and then a free talent, and then finally the new 13, the stun talent, is pretty overtuned right now, I'd say, where it's just doing way too much damage. And then so all that combined, plus the fact that I think Blaze was like already fine. He wasn't getting picked a lot, but I think people were just kind of overlooking him. So I think all of that together just makes him like a really good pick right now.
Are you enjoying like the offlane meta as it is with the addition of him? Like I saw you play Blaze, you played Zeratul. I've seen you play even Dahaka, right? We saw Mathiel come out of you in this series. How do you feel about the offlane meta in general right now in Heroes?
Yeah, I think bruisers are just really overpowered right now. Like bruisers and healers both. Like you said, all those heroes you mentioned, and you still have Hogger and Sonya. Like there's just so many strong. And Yrel, of course, is like another one. Diva. Like there's just so many good bruisers in the game right now. It's like a good time to be a solo laner player for sure.
Something I'll have to consider for myself. Grubby, any questions for Cure?
Yeah, Cure. I preface this match. I always like to rein in my my hopes a bit for a good match when one team has all the motivations in the world to win the match, to influence their standing, and the other doesn't. I look back at some bad situations in my own career where some teams just didn't do their best when they don't need to win anymore. You guys did play your best. What motivates you to play and to still get a 3-0 score despite already being locked into number 1?
We've been talking about all week actually about how this match could be really good practice for us because like we're pretty worried about the playoffs and the fact that there's Masters Clash coming up. There's like, you know, a week break. And then of course, like once the gauntlet is over, there's going to be less practice since a lot of the teams are going to be taking a break. So we just talked ahead of time about how this could be like really good practice for the playoffs. So let's try to take it seriously and play as clean as possible.
Awesome. And the fans are served by that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for the interview, Kira. This was really insightful. Thank you for getting us a little knowledge. And congratulations on your number 1 spot in the group stage for HeroesCCL Season number 2. Before I let you run out of here, my friend, are there any shoutouts that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours.
Yeah, shout out to the team for showing up today and playing well overall this season. And shout out to you guys, of course, for the nice production, casting, you know, all the people, unsung heroes. And of course, shout out to Twitch chat for the memes and dreams. And lastly, I'd like to shout out my stream, twitch.tv/CureGG. I stream basically every night, some Storm League, some inting, some scaling. You already know what it is. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you for joining us, Kira. Good luck in your practice into the playoffs. So you have a wonderful night, my friend. So with Kira leaving us, we are kind of in this awkward spot where, well, everything's been said and done, per se. We're ready to go into the playoffs. So let's go ahead and take a look at the schedule and see how everything's kind of shaped up right now. This was today's matches. This was today. Granite Gaming versus Wildheart was a wild best of 5, okay? This was one of my favorite matches. I wouldn't say of all of Season 2 of CCL, but this is probably one of my top 3 matches because there was just so much back and forth, as Grubby had said. There was a little clownery, if you will, in that Towers of Doom game. There was a 1% core. That series was amazing. We just saw Simplicity take a 3-0 against Chili Mountain. As we just heard from Cure himself, he said, we wanted to take this serious. We wanted to get a little extra practice in for those playoffs, and we wanted to give the fans a good series. And Simplicity dominated in that, shutting down Chili Mountain. Excuse me. And locking in our standings. And we can take a look at those standings right now and figure out who's kind of locked in where. Because now with Chili Mountain losing the series, there's no more shifting around here, McIntyre and Grubby. We are seeing our top 3, Simplicity, Storm, and 30K. They have made it to the playoff double elimination bracket. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. But Simplicity still has to, or excuse me, I'm sorry, Oxygen's the team, as they're in the top 4. They still have one play. They have one little match to play. Whoever runs through the gauntlet will have to fight Oxygen to get into the double elimination playoff bracket. There's so much cool stuff here at McIntyre.
Yeah, think of it like a Mortal Kombat tower, right? You have to start at the bottom and work your way up.
That's actually perfect.
That is how that standings and those teams have to go, starting from the bottom, right? And that will be the Granite Gaming Diamond Hands series. But I do want to mention, as we are kind of coming to the end of the normal season of CCL, which is very sad. Yesterday also was Saturday. I want to talk about the PSD's support play of the day. This is gonna be coming out from Lutano, game number 1 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I'm gonna call this segment "It's Sticky" by Run CMT, which is Chili Mountain running away, because Lutano just pops off with these sticky bombs on the Tracer, and we'll see starting off right at the beginning, just creating opportunity for his team with a character and a utility coming out from a heroic talent, right? This first bomb's going to connect onto 4, which is going to cause Chili Mountain to run, right? They're running away for sure. The web comes out onto the Uther. That's going to pick up a kill onto the Uther, which is going to set up, Chili Mountain in this tough position. They just got a spider turn in. What should they do? They decide they're going to re-push in the bottom lane. And in that time period, Lutano is actually shooting at them, pushing into the bottom lane, able to set up a second bomb here, connecting onto 2 people, more slow, more utility for his team. Able to clean up a triple kill. This triple kill leads to a boss turn-in combo from the side of Simplicity that essentially closes out the game. So it's very cool to see a character like Tracer with a heroic talent choice in the sticky bomb, being able to create kind of opportunity for his team, right? A lot of the time, I feel like we see the engages come out of things like the tanks or the supports, right? But here we're seeing Lutano on a Tracer of all characters, connecting with massive sticky bombs back-to-back within a 50-second window, closing out a game for his team, creating that opportunity, that win condition, and starting a series off to a 3-0 victory for his team.
That was such a great kickoff, and thank you, McIntyre, for the support play of the day. It doesn't always need to be a literal support. That was a supportive assassin, really amplifying some kills and blowing people up with those sticky bombs. I really like that one right there. I'm sure Mockery out there is now thinking, ooh, how can I play with these sticky bombs? As we can actually look at next Saturday's schedule, Grubby. It's exciting. We're going to look at the playoff schedule. You can break this down for everyone in just a second here. I'm ecstatic to already just look at this, and I'm sure people at home are as well.
Yeah, in just 6 days from now, on Saturday, June 26th, we're going to be starting things off with our rank 7 in the left side, Diamond Hands, against our rank 8 team, Granite Gaming. Before, I wouldn't have given Granite Gaming much chance, as they were fairly well telegraphed on their weaponry and their lethal weapons and their style, but they look so good today, actually, managing to get that victory over Wildheart. The possibilities are now blown wide open. The victor of this single elimination best of 5 match will be moving onwards to face Wildheart in another knockout match.
And you make a really good point here. Granite Gaming had some really great signs of life today as they took the series against Wildheart. But I mentioned earlier, Diamond Hands went against Granite Gaming in, I think it was like week 5, and Diamond Hands almost lost to Granite Gaming that week. So it's not like Granite's going in and it's just like, oh yeah, Diamond Hands, they're holding strong, they're going to take it in the 3-0 fashion. This is going to be a best of 5 that goes the distance. And then Granite Gaming will potentially have to play a rematch against Wildheart and have to beat them again, even though they beat them today. It's a big uphill battle for Granite Gaming, or even Diamond Hands, whoever, starts in that first best of 5 on Saturday. There's a lot of amazing matches throughout next weekend in our ladder playoff, and I actually have the breakdown really quickly as well. Sunday, we will see Chili Mountain versus the winner of that Wildheart versus TBD, and then the final game on Sunday will be Oxygen versus whoever wins against Chili Mountain or Chili Mountain. So a lot of things to go on, and there's a lot of brackets for you all to check out throughout the week and get excited for. My little thing from today is I didn't get Cho'Gall, but I got a lot of amazing games of Heroes of the Storm. I got a 1% core, and I think that beats out Cho'Gall any day. McIntyre, what are your kind of closing thoughts on today's amazing matches?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited to see the Blaze come back. I think Kira kind of described it perfectly. You got a really good talent at 7. You get your tech talents at 13, move to 7. I think overall, I'm excited to see the scaling that has truly happened throughout the season. While the season and placement is so important for these teams, next week and the following weeks are when they really get to kind of show what all of the season and preparation that they've had kind of off, right? So really looking forward to it. Obviously, I have to also say happy Father's Day to everyone. Again, shout outs to all the fathers out there. Shout out to my dad. I hope he's watching. Maybe he is. He does enjoy being like, I wonder if they should have taken Chin here. What do you think about Chin? And I'm like, maybe it would have worked. He likes to send some spicy draft tech. But yeah, that's it for me. I mean, again, super excited for next week. Today was great, but we really will get to see, when everything's on the line, that's what the next week and few weeks will be.
Absolutely. Grubby, what are your last few thoughts on today's matches, or even just the weekend in general?
We've got 8 teams in the CCL, but there's a 9th team working as well at influencing the results, and that's actually Blizzard. And the question is, will they have a hotfix coming out in the next 5 days or not for Stukov? And will he therefore be included in the party? That's also potentially going to be influencing the results in ways that we cannot necessarily foresee. Big question. Otherwise, the meta, as we've seen it today, will be replicated in the weekend, plus any special tech and sauce the teams will be adding into that in their final 5 days of preparation leading into this Saturday. And I think it's going to be a happy day, McIntyre, because we have our playoffs beginning. We had some great games this weekend, and I think we're all looking forward to next weekend.
We really do appreciate everyone at home who's watching HeroesCCL, and we appreciate the cheering, the encouragement, the kind words that we do see all the time, and the support. We really do appreciate it. Speaking of support, I want to once again let you all know that we do have an amazing sponsor. PSD has joined us for HeroesCCL, and you can hit exclamation point. No. You need to hit exclamation point PSD in chat to get yourself over to the Wisdom curated list of wonderful underwear, where you can use Wisdom, WISDOM, at checkout for 20% off of your order. There's also an award show happening for HeroesCCL. Exclamation point awards will get you over to that Google survey. And last but not least, exclamation point prize pool will get you over to the custom match Reno page. Thank you all for breaking over $13,000 this weekend for the prize pool as we enter in next weekend into those playoffs. We really do appreciate the support for HeroesCCL. We love you all so very much. Shout out once again to the father figures out there, as it is Father's Day. Everyone, you have a wonderful week of Heroes of Storm matches. May all of your Storm leagues be wins. Unless you're against me, then I hope it's a loss. Otherwise, we'll see you in the Nexus and next weekend for the playoffs. Good night. Bye.